Hey, this is Lewis again, and I'm going to talk a little bit about when I went to college at age 20. Um, Again, I'd been going to college to be an engineer from 18 to 20, and was working for DOT. Uh, Planned on working my way up into engineering and design. And at age 20, I felt a challenge to go to college, and I'd already been going through the regular college, but now this here was actually a small Bible college, more of a missionary Bible college in San Antonio, Texas. And at that time, before that, I'd really been into, nice cars and I'd had a brand new Trans Am and was into all that stuff, working for DOT, just making money and buying fancy cars and stuff. And felt this challenge to go to college. And I was only making $4 an hour back then at DOT. That's wages have changed substantially. When I started Publix at age 16, I was making $1.60 an hour, so things have changed quite a bit. But I was paying $160 a month on the car, plus my insurance was $1,040 a year, almost 100 a month. That was at $4 an hour, 100 a month for insurance, plus gas and other expenses. So the last thing I wanted to do was take that car payment to college. I didn't know if I'd have a job when I got out there, so ended up selling the car, get me an old Ford LTD, and my dad and I went and picked it out at a used car lot, and the muffler was dragging on the ground. We took a clothes hanger and tied it up and drove it home. And I did a little bit of work on it 2 or 3 days and painted it, packed it up, and headed out to college about 3 days later. And totally changed my life. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you another little story here because it's very significant right here. Um, my dad, my mom, I grew up in a very conservative, very good family home. My dad worked many times 3 jobs, my mom one or two, um, just to basically pay the bills. We were probably below average income, and but hardworking. And in the midst of all that, they would still take us to church 3 or 4 times a week. So they were committed to that as well as the work. But my dad grew up with a father and 4 brothers, and they were pretty rough and tough. And love probably wasn't a thing that was passed around a lot when he grew up. So when I grew up as a child, my dad loved us, and he showed his love by work and providing. Um, but as far as saying, I love you, or I love you, son, or any kind of hardly affection or a hug or anything like that, there was really no verbal or any kind of affection at all. And I remember the day that I went to college, I had been working the uh, 2 to 3 days getting the car ready. Then I packed my car up. I'd been packing it all day long, and it was about 5 o'clock. It was near dusk at the end of the day, and I was getting ready to drive out of my driveway in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, to San Antonio, Texas, which is a 27-hour drive straight through. Because I used to drive straight through. I didn't stop for hotels or nothing. And my dad came out and he hugged me and he said, "I love you, son." And I said, "I love you too." And I got in my car and I drove away. And I started heading north on I-95, eventually to go over to I-10 and then go I-10 west over to San Antonio, Texas. And it was just me in the car, but I started crying and I couldn't hardly stop crying because I was overwhelmed with so much emotion that my dad said, "I love you." And I think so often, especially us as men, so often we're so macho, we got to be this, we got to be that, and act like this and act like that. And sometimes we hold back affection or love, or even saying the word love, and because we want to be macho. And sometimes I think it takes more guts to say I love you, because as a man, and me growing up not hearing that very often, it's not very comfortable for me to hear it or say it. And most of my life, I've chosen to use it. And when I had my own family, my wife and my two sons, which I still have, I chose to articulate that verbally. And, when they leave, give them a hug and say, I'm proud of you, son, and articulate a little bit of emotion. So it's a choice that I've made over time. I think it's the right choice. Everybody has to choose for themselves what they're going to do. But I think sometimes we need to show that we care for other people, and that could be our wives, our spouses, our children, our family, our grandchildren, anyone around us. There's a lot of people out there hurting, and a lot of people need to feel loved and accepted. So, anyways, that's my thoughts. Hope you're having a great day. Talk to you later.